Oh, Pearson gets into the 95 of Folks. Here comes the caution.
Flag is dropped here at Daytona, and away we go for the first time. Nicholas Morcel, Sean.
Looks like most get through unscathed. Look at that, there's Reed Gibson. A big move at the inside line of Dom's, possibly a little bit of contact.
Now, as we've got three wide action going through turns 1 and 2.
And they're underway. Eric Hahn takes a nice jump. Wilson hasn't let him go very far.
Go out here for circuit spot Francorchamps. Alex Johnson's off to a brilliant start there.
See just how oddly shaped this one is. We saw in the background Eric Hahn go for a bit of a swing, and he's gone and he's over.
Smooth stuff. Cody Graham's the one-on-one up into second place. Alex Johnson 6/10 lead at the moment.
They're dicey up front. There's Andrew Kessel, Justin Sang.
They are ready to go. The lights are out, and away we go for the very first time here at Okayama International Circuit. Finley Fitzsimmons.
Welcome to the Thursday night DRSCCA Spring Sim Racing Series, brought to you by Detroit Region Sports Car Club of America. With over 1,400 members, there is no shortage of knowledge, history, and trailblazing ideas like this Sim League. Thank you participants and spectators for being part of the augmentation and evolution of the region. The DRSCCA, of course, goes beyond the virtual realm. 2024, we are hosting more than 40 events over 60 days throughout the year that can get you behind the wheel or so close to it that it'll blow your hair back. The gamut of behind the wheel events include road racing, road rally, rallycross, autocross, and a competition driving school. Support for the Detroit Grand Prix, Formula SAE, and Street Survival are also amazing opportunities to help sculpt future and professional drivers. Check out the DRSCCA.org for more information. Whitlam Group, your first choice for all of your labeling needs. Whitlam Group provides a variety of labeling solutions including packaging, promotional, engineering, brand security, print on demand, and custom solutions. Located in Centerline, Michigan, Whitlam has a heart as big as their labeling options. They give back to the community by supporting the Children's Hospital of Michigan, Adopt a Child Project, Sweet Dreams Projects, COTS Detroit, Animal Welfare Society, and much more. Visit whitlam.com for details. Superlap, located on the world-renowned Woodward Avenue in Berkeley, Michigan, Superlap is a sim drive studio, a space to meet and compete. With professional-grade racing simulators, they are a premier racing and drive experience venue. They will help you achieve your motorsports goals with education, practice, and training. You can race and practice against an AI roster, go head-to-head with other humans, or both. They also offer league play like this DRSCCA League. Maybe you're familiar with Formula One, the world's most popular racing series? Many F1 drivers, including the reigning world champion, are proponents of sim racing and training. If Max Verstappen uses a sim, shouldn't you? Go to superlap.world for details. Waterford Hills Road Racing, Metro Detroit's only permanent sanctioned road course. Waterford Hills, located in Clarkson, Michigan, hosts a 6-weekend race series, competition driving school, and 9 public open track days. Track is hot from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on these event days, and it's open to the public. A mere $5 entry fee is all it takes to get you close to the action. Check out waterfordhills.com for more details. Thank you to the Michigan Turn Marshals for their support as well. They can train you to support races like the Detroit Grand Prix. If you want to get close to the action, be sure to check out MichiganTurnMarshals.org. And finally, a special thanks to all volunteers in the Detroit region and Waterford Hills. Without them, none of this would be possible. Welcome to the Thursday night DRSCCA Spring Sim Racing Series. We are here at Sebring tonight in the Miata MX-5 Cup Car. Going to be a great race, looking like a possibility of rain today. Going to make things very exciting if that comes into play here. Good old Sebring, I believe the team had a endurance event here previously, so hopefully a lot of the drivers are already pretty experienced with Sebring and navigating these historic corners. And we'll be getting to the race here soon. I believe the warm-up just started, so about 10 minutes until our race starts. But for now, we have got a guest here to talk about Superlap. Dan Cycle. Dan, how's it going tonight?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Dan. So you are here representing Superlap. And, you know, we have the ad read every night, and I think a lot of the racers are familiar with Superlap. But can you explain in your words what Superlap is?
Yeah, it's a high-end race studio where we are bringing people together to obviously get on the sim, but also bring them to real racing. It's a great barrier to entry. We really lower that barrier to entry, and we're bringing more people to the sport.
And I got to go to one of the events there at Superlap, and I got to say, you know, as a minor sim racer myself, it was really nice to go in and get to operate these incredible sim rigs you have. They're very high quality, and they're also set up really well, which I think is an issue for a lot of people.
Yes, 100%. Just setting up the cars, setting up the sims. It all takes time. Managing software, it all takes time, and it really can slow down the process for someone to get into it and be excited about it. And so when you come in here for the 1 hour or 2 hours you want to race, everything's ready to go, dialed in, and you hop in the seat and you're off.
Absolutely. So how did the idea for Superlap come about?
Well, I've been in. I did some racing back in the day at Waterford in the Spec Neon class, and haven't had much time to get back into real racing. So over the last 5 years, I got into sim racing, and then throughout that time, I met my partner, who has he's in the global MX-5 Cup. He's really into sim racing, and I have a technology background. He's got the racing background. We got together, and we really wanted to bring it to the people.
Sounds like a perfect match. And that location there on Woodward also fantastic.
Yeah, we love it. We see cars driving by all the time, people stopping in. It's a really great place to be.
Absolutely. So I got to participate in a social event in the last series, I think the early spring series, and a lot of the drivers were able to come out and, you know, meet each other in person and do that series in person. How do you notice a big difference when you get groups or teams in there, and you know, kind of the way the racing happens after having that kind of social aspect?
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's two things. One, when you get in here, you get your headset on, you kind of plug into the matrix, and you kind of forget about what's around you. But really, it's after the race is what's really cool. Everyone gets up, they're talking about, you know, this corner and that corner, and you know, who broke too late and how the start went, and they spend the next 30 minutes watching the replays together and talking about it, and it's really cool to see that happen.
And I think a lot of people do that over something like Discord or a group chat after a race, but to be able to do that in person, that much better.
It does. It takes it to another level.
So that was one of the events I've been to there at Superlap, and I believe you also do kind of, you know, open, you know, come as you will, hop on the sims, do some racing. But I believe you have a special event coming up that you would like to talk about?
Yeah. So we are launching a new program here at Superlap. It's a coaching series with Detroit Region's very own Russell Soto. He's got a ton of experience, and he's been a great leader here in the local community. So he's coming in to do, we're starting with 4 months in a row here, once a month. We're going to have a small group coaching session with up to 7 people. And it's going to be run kind of like the Waterford Hills School, kind of a condensed version of that. But we'll be going over racing line, pedal technique, braking technique, passing, and racing etiquette. Um, it's all kind of a condensed version of the racing school, but here at the studio, you have the sims right next to you. So you're going to get this knowledge and then turn around right away and put it to use. And it's really going to help reinforce what you're learning that day.
That sounds awesome. And Waterford Hills School is great, and a lot of folks have taken advantage of that and learned a lot from it. But the whole time you're worrying about your car, you're worrying about prepping your car and getting your car there, spending money, consumable. Sounds like being able to do that a little bit more professionally in the realm.
Yeah, so yeah, again, another great lowering the barrier to entry. It's $200 a person. It's 3 hours long. You're getting in-person instruction plus some sim time. We provide coffee and snacks. And again, you're not worried about renting the car, damaging your car, worrying about spinning out or damaging someone else's rented car. It's really a great way to get into the sport.
Yeah, and work on building. That's awesome. No, and I think iRacing is such a fantastic tool, depending on whether you're trying to get into the sport and, autocross and want to get used to driving, and, you can learn so much through iRacing. And I personally built a wheel racing a couple years ago, and I'm definitely not the fastest hot lapper. My iRating definitely isn't the best, but it was a fantastic tool to teach me racecraft and how to drive around other people. And when I actually got into the real car around other people, it all came back.
Yes, very much so.
Awesome. Yeah, so superlap.world. You'll have information posted up on the website?
Yes, please come to our website. Look for the coaching session. It's called Labs, and you can sign up there and get more information.
And then when's the first date?
This Saturday, June 22nd. We still have a few spots available for that one, and then we'll do it once a month thereafter.
Awesome. That sounds great. No, Dan, thanks for hopping on and chatting Superlap. I appreciate you helping sponsor the here, and we love you guys. Hopefully we'll get another social event out there soon. Oh,
yes, sounds good. The DRSCCA is a great community, and we're happy to be a part of it.
well, thanks so much, Dan. You have a great evening, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you again sometime.
All right, take care.
Hey, Dan. Or Superlap, again, superlap.world. In layman's terms, you get to go to a physical location and have a sim rigs set up. Really, really high quality sim. Great equipment. Settings are done really well. Settings on times that lead to frustration, not increase skills quickly. Good. Go to Superlap. You don't have to worry about any of it. Hop on and now with lap instruction, Russell Soto especially, everybody who kept an eye on the Sim series here knows Russell Soto is a serious competitor, both real life out at Waterford Hills and other tracks, and definitely a great event out, and we love Superlap. Got about a here in warm-up at our grid. Maybe not. And yeah, great race here to be had at Sebring tonight. The penultimate race in the late spring sim series. Season ender is going to be at Road America next. No, apologies. Road Atlanta. Right here. Road Atlanta. There it is. Road Atlanta. Gotta love Road Atlanta. Lots of opportunities for passing. Season with Ohio, Willis, Detroit, Belle Isle, Road America, Sebring, and Road Atlanta. Just any races, they are all up on the YouTube page. Type in DRSCCA Sim Series and all there in front of you. If you are rooting for somebody tonight, if you're joining for the first time, yeah, you're just excited to watch talented drivers go around, then make sure to leave a comment on chat in YouTube, on YouTube there. Let us know where you're from. Let us know who you're rooting for. We already got memes in the chat rooting for Tanner Box. Got a Tanner Box fan. I know they got the big foam finger. Tanner Box #1 waving. We go for the race. Looks like our drivers are gridding up. As we get to pull up the grid order for tonight. Qualifying, it looks like Ari Ryder was able to take the top spot over Russell Soto by almost 2/10. Ari coming out tonight with very strong pace. I think he was a little bit late hopping to the sim, so super excited to see him out there. Number 2, Russell Soto. P3, Sean Fritz. Sean Fritz, good competitor all season. P4, Richard Scheib. P5, Stephen Kahn. P6, Christopher. P7, Tanner Box. Teams are rooting for Tanner Box. Number 8, Tom Salmon. Number 9, my man, Andrew Gross. Number 10, somebody out at Superlap participating. Superlap 8, we'll have to see if we can figure out who that is. And number 11, I'm showing Bryce Salmon, but I also am showing Bryce Salmon has not set a time. Very possible that Bryce is unfortunately not hopped in for a sec, but drivers start the pace lap. Ryan Goff, good to have you on the chat. Unfortunately, there was a couple complications for Ryan tonight, and he was not able to hop on. Hopefully, Ryan will be able to join us for the at Road Atlanta next week. So far, Thursday night Miata races, of course. Make sure not to miss out on the Ray 1600 races on Tuesday. We're not broadcasting them, but you can hop in if you search for DRSCCA in Leagues tab in iRacing. You can hop on and watch the race, and you can hear the drivers. And make sure if you're interested in joining, to join the DRSCCA Sim Racing Discord. All that information .org/iRacing. Season and previous seasons can be found on the website. Again, that is DRSCCA.org. All right, we got another cheerleader for Andrew Gross, Fast 500. Me and Fast 500 rooting for Andrew out here tonight. Andrew qualifying P9. That's 69 drivers Ed Miata. Hopefully he can make up some good times here. I'm not sure Andrew set a qualifying lap. Why there is no time there next to hopped in late, but he's there in P9, and I'm sure he'll be able to make up a couple spots in this race. And anything can happen in these Detroit region. It can get hectic. Got drama in the front, in the back, in the middle. Got strategy, usually from the front runners. Ari, Russell, always very strong strategic drivers. We are getting close to flag here as they head down the back straight of Sebring. Last corner. Sunset Bend are about to go racing. And green flag! Green flag is out and we are underway. Russell and Ari drag racing down to corner one. Ari with that inside line, but Russell finding the grip on the outside there. Russell maintaining the lead as they head into corner three, but Ari with the inside. And as they come around 5 to start to head through Big Bend into the hairpin, Russell is cleanly in front. Russell Soto, Ari Ryder, Sean Fritz, your top 3 right here as they draft their way through Big Bend into the hairpin. Showing Andrew Gross already up 3 places. Make sure no drama happens here in the hairpin, and we'll have to take a look at one of Andrew's passes. I'm also showing a crash from Stephen Kahn, unfortunately. He's sitting in last place right now. I'm seeing him limping along. He is back up and underway. That little number 10 there on the map in the bottom right of the screen. Russell Soto, Ari Ryder, Sean Fritz, Richard Scheib, Chris Murray. Chris up a position as well. Let's take a look at one of Andrew's passes here. I'm showing when he gets around Steven due to the accident. Oh, like Steven might have got a little bit loose. Doesn't even look like the extra hot stuff from Andrew for him to be up 3 places already. Great job from him. Hopefully I'm not giving him the commentator's curse. As the drivers head into the last corner before the back straight, Russell Soto 0.7 of a second up. Sean Fritz right on Ari's bumper. Richard right on Sean's bumper. I can already see him thinking about some dive bombing. Is Sean going to stay there? Sean thinking about the long game. I don't think the Sunset Bend there is honestly a great place for dive bombing either. It's such a high-speed double apex corner. I think coming down into corner 1 is going to be the much better spot. Well as corner 7 going into the hairpin to make those overtakes happen. There's Richard Scheib thinking about going down the inside on Sean Fritz, but Sean doing a great job sticking close to Ari, defending from Richard. I'm putting in great work right now. The toughest part of the race for Ari, he doesn't want to let Russell get too far away. He wants to make sure that gap stays close, but he's also got to make sure to defend from Sean and Richard and those behind him. One small mistake, but Sean or Richard on the inside going into one of these corners, Ari will have to start from the top and have to pass some competitors. Russell only maintaining about 7.5, 8 of a lead here. Also looks like Ari got a pretty good run out of there, or maybe the draft helping him a lot. A couple tenths there as they were heading down into... But he keeping it clean so far on these opening laps here at Sebring tonight. Super fast, corner 15. Up for corner 6. Back 8. All of that track. Sean Fritz is... Nope. Yeah, Sean Fritz is all over the back of Ari. I think Sean and Ari are thinking the same thing. Let's work together here. Sean giving Ari a little bit of a bump draft as they fly into the sunset bend. They are doing a good job of with Russell so far. Richard Shive falling back a touch from Sean and the gang. Only 9/10 behind, so he's definitely not out of it yet. John Fritz just set the fastest lap of the race so far. 226.014, 226.014 for Sean. Heck of a lap, as proves that he can hang with the big dogs in front. Back into Andrew, a couple seconds behind Chris Murray, already up into 6th place though. Andrew desperately hoping to keep up with that front mid-pack there. Try to capitalize on any shenanigans that may occur, and they do occur. Brett McMillian in the chat. And we miss you too, bud. To see you up at Escoda this weekend. Back to the front here, Russell Soto. Barely a half a second ahead of Ari and Sean. Sean and Ari absolutely glued to each other. Fantastic racing from these two. But at some point, the gloves will have to come off. Comes from one of them making a mistake. It's a little bit easier to swallow. Really hope that these drivers are able to keep it nice and tight and not take each other out, though. Got Jim Ryder in the house. Jim and Trenton. Chat is popping. If you are following along with the race, make sure to hop in the chat, follow along, chat with everybody, drop where you're from and who you're rooting for. Mike Rodriguez, no, I'm not even close to packed. I actually only just took my truck out of storage. I've still got to go get my trailer tomorrow, and then I think after the broadcast tonight, I need to do a little packing. But on that note, Escoda this weekend, the Back to the Base Solo. It'll be a great weekend. It's looking like a little bit of rain, but that's not going to stop us from having a lot of fun at the new Escoda site. Super excited to check it out. I've heard good things. Ryan Harvey, your course designer, I got to see a sneak peek of the course, and it's going to be a fun one. Great space for us to check out, and hopefully the first of many Escoda solos. But that is this weekend. I believe registration closed, but if you reach out and you ask super nice, and you know what, come up for maybe tomorrow for the test and tune, come up for just Saturday or just Sunday, or come up for the whole dang thing. It's up to you. Lots of space up there and lots of runs to add. I know, Mike, I know. Russell Soto cannot break away from Ari and Sean. Great racing here. Only 0.4 of a second. Sean falling back just a touch. Only about a half a second. But Ari right there on top of Russell. Like Chris Murray has managed to get around Richard Scheib. Let's take a look at that pass. Scheib coming through Sunset Bend onto the main straight. Richard goes a little wide. Richard using all of the track there, and Chris managing to sneak through and make his way up into 4th. Just one place away from the podium positions. Have to keep an eye on Chris. He's currently 2 seconds behind Sean. Let's see what that closure rate looks like, as we are only a third of the way through the race tonight. 20 more minutes of action. Talking about rain up in Escoda this weekend. Hopefully no rain. Fingers crossed for no rain. Trenton not mad about a little rain in the front wheel drive car, but self in rear wheel drive, and I believe Mike, if he's driving the M2 again, definitely hoping or minimal rain. But the good thing is, Mike, we've got so much running to do over the weekend that a little bit of rain here, and we'll probably have at least one competition without rain. Right. Gross up into 5th spot. Andrew also getting around Richard Scheib there. Let's take a look at Andrew's pass. Oh, maybe Richard got a little bit more damage as he headed onto the main straight than he may have thought. Oh, Richard Scheib, and now I'm seeing that Richard has entered the pits. Hopefully, Richard is able to get some repairs done on that Miata and get back out there. Unfortunately, Richard now sitting in last place in the race. 9th place, Super Lap 8. If anybody on knows Super Lap 8, drop it in. I'd have to have somebody hop into the Discord and ask. But, Lap 8 there, sitting in 9th, not too bad. Salmon and Tanner Box taking advantage of some of the... I am showing Richard Scheib is back out on track. Prepared and moving. We'll keep an eye on his lap time. Pretty far behind the rest of the pack, about 60 seconds right now. But, you know what? It's all about the heart. Richard Scheib has got heart, and he's got that Miata going of this. As we hop back to the front, Russell Soda with about a half a second there. Ari bobbing and weaving behind Russell. Sean bobbing and weaving behind both. Trying to take advantage of that draft as they head into Sunset Bend and onto the main straight. Now we know that Russell can churn out these laps. That man is a machine. And just go and go and go. Doesn't matter how much pressure, how long the race, doesn't matter the tires. He adapts and he turns out laps. Ari Ryder is a longtime racer in this series. I think Ari's got it in him to do the same. Some of his past races, fortunate mishaps have occurred, but I think that Ari's got it in him to keep the pressure on Russell, and actually to keep towing along Sean and keeping that. Well, Chris Murray up in 4th. I believe when we last checked on Chris, he was 2 seconds behind. He is now 4. However, even more chaotic. I'm seeing accident from Tom Salmon. Oh, Tom getting loose. He doesn't take out. Oh, good. Oh, that's not horrible. Not the end of the world. It looks like that 3, 4, 5 complex right there. Keeping his cool. Got the brakes on, making sure he doesn't roll out in traffic. Tom Salmon, though, back down into 9th place. Super Lap 8. Able to take advantage of that. And 0.3 of a second. Ari really giving it to Russell here. At our fastest laps of the race so far. Ari with that 2:081. 081. Great lap from him. Almost halfway through the race here this evening. I think on this go around, up on board with Mr. Russell Soto for a lap around beautiful Sebring International. All right, coming down the main straight here. There is the start-finish line, getting back over to the right-hander for the very fast, very tough corner 1 here. This is a corner where you're going to scrape your door and your mirror on that wall, and you gotta drive that corner by feel so that you can get back on the power and get out as you run down into the 4-5 section. Quick little left into a quick little right. Those don't matter as much as corner 5 here, because this sets you up for the run down Big Bend and into the hairpin. Long straightaway here. This is definitely a good place to try to set up a pass. You're behind, but you've got to have that good exit out of corner 5. Coming into the hairpin, huge braking zone here. Big brakes, tight into here, and then it kind of kinks back. If they were saying, you know what would make this corner better? If we make it even tighter than it already was. Anyway, now they head down the middle section here through corner 9, setting up for another big braking zone into corner 10. Corner 10 is another one where you don't want to, you need to keep the car under control so that you can go through 11, because it's another place to get some time. Tracks out using the whole track there as you head into another big braking zone, Tower. Very deceptive corner here, slightly over 90 degrees. And the geometry of the corner and I think the camber of the corner just make it a tough one. Coming down into 14, you get out wide, hit that bump, and you then stuck in tight for corner 15. 15 and 16, very tough corners. They leave you a lot of room to hang yourself with time. As we head into corner 16 and the back straight, you get real wide on the left there. Use all of the curbing on the exit. You head down the back straight, according to iRacing, the Ullman straight. With, according to my timing here, Ari and Sean still in tow. Half a second away from Ari. Went into corner 17 here, Sunset Bend. Chuck it in there, get your braking done after that kink. Keep it tight to the wall there. Then, as you track out, you use all that space, get on the gas nice and early. Give yourself a long run down the main straight. Great track, highly recommend it. It runs great in iRacing. Definitely one of my bucket list tracks. Get to someday. Really jealous of all those down in the Buccaneer region, SCCA, who get to have some fun, of course, on a basis. Oh man, every time I watch Russell go through that corner, I'm like, that is just insanely tight. But I think it's just makes the car pivot as you need to get it turned in for that corner, get it done, and with this Andrew Gross, I'm showing Andrew Gross off up in 5th place right now. Andrew Gross going off twice here. Corner 1. Again, like I said, tough corner, and it's easy to get on the power too early. That's exactly what Andrew does. He goes off. I am showing another off track about 9 seconds after that. Oh! And he cooks it. Oh, he cooks it going into corner 3. Andrew recollects the car, thinks about his decisions, and he is back at it. Sean Fritz falling back a touch, a 1.5 seconds now behind Ari. Sean definitely, you know, you can lay down great quali pace. I don't know if this league allows different setups for quali and for race, if you're allowed to make tweaks. I don't think you are, but you know, you can lay down great quali pace. You can do one lap really good, but I think one of the things that Russell really excels at is getting back out there, then laying down good race pace. Quali pace is good and your race pace is bad, your race is not going to go well. S500, Andrew in top 5. Heck yeah, Andrew's still hanging out there. Going a pretty good gap between Andrew and Tanner Box. And looking pretty solid in 5th place right now. Chris Murray. Chris Murray, unfortunately, not able to get up near the top 3 like he'd like. Wow, Russell The difference in entry into the Sunset Bend for Russell versus Ari is marked. Russell getting in real early. You're trying to do all that braking in a straight line after that slight right. John is looking a little bit racy back there, Trent. I definitely like it. I think doing good job. Some of the strategy, I think, with Ari, some great bump drafting there, trying to keep themselves ahead. I think, unfortunately, I'm not sure if Sean has just a couple mistakes or maybe the tires are falling off a little bit for him. We are 20 minutes into this 30-minute race. Oh, and sometimes that our behavior. Great baseline, says Ryan Goff. Good to know. Definitely makes it a lot easier to participate in this series. Definitely, honestly, it's a great way to make sure that it's the quality of the drivers that determine the outcome. I know that when I do the fixed series, whether it's Miata or the open wheel, if I am not doing well, I know that it's because I'm not doing well and not because somebody else. Mode push for Ari, says Trenton. He is hanging in there. If anybody is going to make Russell make a mistake in this race, it's Ari. Is staying on top of him. I think he's been further back than 6-7 tenths this race. On back there hanging in too. Half seconds behind Ari. He's still looking solid. It can happen in this race. I want to thank everybody that's in the chat right now. Super happy to have you with us here tonight. You bring always a good time, and make sure to come back out next Thursday for the final race of the season at Ari attempt. Ari going down the inside. Does he have it? They're nose to nose as they head into Sunset Bend. He's going to compromise Russell's line a little bit. He likes a nice tight line. Ari is through in Sunset Bend. I take back what I said earlier about not being a good spot to pass. Oh, but Russell's not done yet. Russell has the proper line going into corner one, but Ari's got the inside line. Ari giving him lots of space. Ari's still in the lead there with the inside line, but is Russell going to have the faster... Oh, Ari giving him lots of space. Ari still on the inside as they head into corner three. Oh, it looks like he went... No! Ari pretty deep! Ari a little bit deep. That's going to hurt his 4 and 5. Can he still get a good exit? Or is Russell... Oh, Russell's closing quickly. Those hundredths of a second ticking away. Russell on the outside through Big Bend. Ari still defending the inside. Ari in the lead. Oh, no. Oh, they're so close. This is where the racecraft comes into play. Ari is offline. This is where you got to make sure that you're practicing offline racing. If the only thing you do is race the normal line, you are going to be in trouble in these situations. Russell Soto tips back in the lead, but Ari still with the inside line going into corner 10 there. Russell carrying amazing speed through there. Oh, and Russell now on the inside as they head through 11. Russell on the inside takes the lead back. Fantastic racing here from your top two, Ari and Russell. Sean now back within a second due to the shenanigans. Another pit stop from Richard Scheib. Not showing Richard with too much drama in the past. I wonder what that's about. We have to double check later on. But for now, Russell Soto is your leader for a small upset from Ari. Ari is not done yet, though. I think he's going to need to bide his time a little bit. Quarter of a second there for a little bit before they braked for Sunset Bend to come onto the main straight. Keeping that gap nice and tight. Thinking about peeking out, trying to make sure Russell knows he's there. Not a bad place to do it, but already not. Oh! And the way Russell chucks that thing and it makes it rotate, and I swear it's going to be slow every time. And he makes it work. Ooh! Water here. This is incredible racing. Odo still your leader, only by 3.5 Sean Fritz there, desperately trying to get up a little bit. Vector times here for Russell. Ooh. Ari is right there. Ari keeping it tucked in. Keeping it tucked in there as they head into 10. Wants to make sure that he can set himself up for a good, quick exit out of 13. Ari knows if he wants to recreate that pass, he has got to be glued to the back of Russell's bumper as they head through 15 and 16 onto the back straight. Already falling back just a touch. Russell turning on the afterburners a little bit. I think Russell also knows that he's got to execute these sections especially flawlessly, have any chance at the lead. 3.5 minutes left to go in this race. 2.5-minute lap times. That means that when the drivers come across the line, the timer is going to run out before they end. Oh, actually no. I'm off by about 30 seconds. They get 2 more laps here tonight. Sean and Ari on the inside. Ari, nose to nose. Oh, Russell chucks it in, takes the inside line. Ari is right there. Ari on Russell's bumper. The desperation is starting to creep in a little bit. Sean Fritz, only 0.3 behind Ari. Woo! Anything can happen here, folks. Again, great. Oh, Ari on the outside. Russell defending the inside, not where Ari wants to be, coming to 7. Ari in the lead for just a touch, but oh, don't go too deep. Oh, Sean Fritz not quite there. Who is going to come out in front there for a second as they head down to 10. Again, Ari. Oh, is he going to try to make? No. He's going to keep it tucked in. Got to keep right on him. Ari's definitely very careful in the braking zones when he's close behind Russell. I think Ari's losing a little bit of time in every big braking zone due to that. He's putting in blazing laps here. Down the back, we've got a minute and 15 seconds left in this race. I think these drivers will cross the line before that timer runs out, which means we could have one more lap after this as they head onto the back straight once again. Ari, again, watching those hundreds tick off in that gap timer. I think it's going to be enough for him to make a dive, or is it? Ari goes to the inside. Once again, heading into Sunset. They are nose to nose. Russell wide into Sunset. Giving each other lots of space. Sean right up in there, trying to see what he can do there. You're looking at your podium as it stands, but who will be first, who will be second, and who will be third? Russell moves to the inside. Russell knows how to race. Oh, Sean also moves to the inside. Ari on the conventional racing line here. Ari still in the lead, but does he have it as they... Oh! Russell on the inside. He learned from last time. But if Ari can keep it side by side through this section... Oh! Ari a little bit loose. Oh, probably not the best. Oh, no! Oh! Oh, my God! Sean and Ari take each other out! No! Oh, my God! What just happened? Sean on the outside as they turn in. Ari. Oh, Sean! Sean gets into the back of Ari's bumper. Oh, can we see this from Sean's perspective? I'd like to get the nose cam here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. I think Ari tracks out a little bit. Sean tries to keep that left going. And that is your... As soon as I said it, I said podium, and I think I might have cursed them. Sean and Ari... still with a good gap to the rest of the field, but as it stands, Sean Fritz in second place. Ari's 6 seconds behind him, and it looks like Ari's a little bit under attack from Chris Murray. As they head along the back here, is Chris going to try to leap on the possibly damaged Ari? Russell Soto goes through corner 16 onto the back straight. Woo! That was some racing there. Yep, we're at 33 minutes of racing, so the checkered flag is out. Flag is out officially, according to iRacing. Oh, Chris. Trying to dive to the outside. Ari knows he's got the speed on Chris as long as his car isn't too damaged. Defends the inside. As Sean Fritz just took the checkered flag. Here come Ari and Chris. Woo! That was a race. Andrew Gross coming across the line next in 5th place. Great race from Andrew, up 4 positions. Woo! Mega May, thanks for hopping on. You definitely hopped on at a good time. Woo, that was a heck of a race. That is your Thursday night DRSCCA series. Alts posted up here. Ooh, we Ari right. Oh, apologies. Software, work with me. There we go. There's our finishing result. Russell Soto, your winner this evening, followed by Sean Fritz, Ari Ryder, Christopher Murray, Andrew Gross, Tanner Box, Stephen Kahn, Superlap 8, who we'll still have to figure out who that is, Tom Salmon, and Richard Scheib. Or 10 finish. Let me call on a couple drivers here. Get Russell, Sean, and
It's all right. I don't know. I felt like I was low enough. I kept it on the yellow line when I was looking at the replay. I think Sean might have turned down a bit, but yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the idea in my head was try to save tires behind him while I can keep the draft because it's a really draft heavy circuit. And I mean, yeah, he's hard to keep up with still, but no, I was pretty calculating, I guess. It just didn't work out how I wanted. And I'm not upset about it or anything either, you know. It's one of those things that happens like oh no, please. Right. And yeah, I mean, it all comes down to my mistake too. So, and I love this league. I love the racing. I can't be upset about anything that happens really. It's all real great fun. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, just everyone who keeps the lead up and running, everyone at Waterford, DRSCCA, just Team Goon Squad for commentating, obviously. Anyone who's watching the stream, thanks for
And
supporting us, including my family.
Absolutely. I see Jim
everyone who
Ryder
tunes in to
in
watch the
the
race.
chat. He was dropping a couple comments in. He definitely got some support out there. He was pretty fired up there on in the middle, but I didn't see any comments after the drama happened. Maybe because he was definitely watching.
Right. Yeah, he'll save that.
Awesome. All right, Ari. Well, you have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Ari Ryder battling with Russell that entire race. That means second place fell to John Fritz. John, how's it going this evening?
It was going really well. But
if it makes you feel any better, Ari was not. He was the appropriate amount of upset, but he knew that it was definitely it looked like a racing incident. From my perspective, and I think from the viewer's perspective, the amount of wheel-to-wheel racing that happened first with him and Russell, and then you hopping in there at the end, it was great racing, and you guys were definitely being very respectful. I think what happened boils down to a racing incident. It was just a minor bit of contact there, and it definitely unfortunate, but fantastic racing.
Yeah, thanks. No, I saw Ari make a move on Russell, and I was like, oh boy, here it goes.
Yes, I was definitely keeping a close eye on you during the race. You were doing a great job there in the beginning, working with Ari on bump draft to make sure you guys stayed up close to Russell. Was that pretty? The beginning of the race, you were thinking pretty strategically.
Yeah, so I was trying to redeem myself a little bit from Road America last week, where Russell just got away. So I was trying to keep with him and Ari as long as physically possible, and they eventually pulled away. But then Ari and Russell started fighting, and
to your credit, Sean, don't give them too much because you stayed up there with them. You were only a second and a half. When you say they got away from you, it was not that far. You were definitely putting down great lap. Yeah, definitely probably not the way you wanted to end the race, but regardless, you're going to be up on this podium, and second place is not a bad point vault. I guess Sean, I think
Nope,
I saw you
I
on the
will
list for a
definitely take
SCOTA this weekend, right? You going up there?
I
Heck
am.
yeah, I'll be
Yes,
up there. I
I'll be
know
up there
Trent
for the whole
McMillion's going to
weekend.
be up there. Going to be a great weekend, and yeah, super excited to see you up
Yep.
there. As for the race tonight, is there anybody you want to shout out for your success?
I always got to throw one out to Legitimate Racing, the racing team that me and Trenton are on. We do a bunch of enduros as far as lemons, and we're trying to expand into Champ Car. That really helps with the wheel to wheel experience as much as iRacing does as well. But yeah, I always got to throw a shout out to them for actually letting me get behind the
Definitely.
wheel
And it's
of their car.
I'm sure that the iRacing helps that, and that helps the iRacing, and it's just a positive feedback. All right, well, Sean, congrats on
Absolutely.
the podium tonight, and can't wait to see you this weekend.
Thank you, Nick. I'll see you there.
From Ari, we've heard from Sean, and that means it's now time to hear from your winner, Russell Soto. Russell, how's it going tonight? Woo!
Oh man!
Oh
yeah,
my God, that
it's
was a
been
heck
going
of a
great.
race there.
What a race!
Ari, dude, what are you thinking about Ari? He's really giving it to you. He was really giving it to you tonight.
Yeah, the draft was very strong, Nick. I mean, there wasn't really much of a way to pull out of it, unfortunately. But yeah, I did everything I could to try to think about a strategy on how to come out on top. One of which included, thinking about which line to take going into the final corner. But I guess a little bit of the racing gods helping us out towards that last lap.
Definitely got very hectic
we were
there.
able to
I
take
was
the win.
doing the math in my head, trying to figure out when that last lap would be. Very happy to realize that we had that action. Yeah, no, and it's talking about your racing lines. I know that I think the first time that Ari got around you, he was sideline going through one, and it really only sorted itself out by the time you guys got hairpin. But I noticed that once you got back around and action kind of restarted, bombed you, you stayed on the inside line. They keep kind of defend that inside.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, most of this race was really just thinking about how the end was going to go and really preparing for that end. So the entire time I was just taking notes on where do I pull out ahead. I even did a little bit of a test run running towards the line if I could get him at the line. But yeah, I mean, we didn't end up having to use it at the end.
Great racing,
But,
and I know you
all
are
went good.
you're a rocket out there. And was it a little bit of fun having some of that competition tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love racing wheel to wheel, and it's good to see these guys up
Great
ahead
group of guys.
battling it
And
out with me.
talking to Ari and Sean, they were definitely poor Ari was definitely bummed, and Sean hopped on, and he was immediately apologetic, and definitely both sad that it happened, but the racing there was so good. Sean's coming incredibly well with you.
Definitely, and you love to see the camaraderie of the league too. I mean, these guys are such good sports, and I know I'm really proud of these guys too, Ari and Sean, for putting up such a good performance this time around. So, yeah, I'm hoping to see them up at the
Definitely.
front again, and I love to have some.
And one
competition.
final
And
plug
it's good to
here,
have a fight.
Superlap. I heard that you are instructing out there this weekend. Heck
That's
yeah!
correct,
So
yeah,
if you
for the
want to get
lap
out there,
laps.
if you're if you're on the race tonight, or you're looking to compete with the Russell Soto, make sure to get on out there, learn from the best, and you're in Superlap. But I think Russell, that is going to be a wrap on the race tonight. Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Absolutely, Nick. I mean, like you were saying, we have the Super Lap event this Saturday, the Lab Laps. It's going to be the first one. There'll be one every month, and I'm going to be very happy to share my speed secrets, as well as help people get into sim racing if it's their first time, or develop your skills. I mean, we cater to really all skill levels, and it's going to be a very exciting, very fun 3-hour experience. But yeah, other than that, I'd love to shout out the league sponsors. Can't mention them enough. Michigan Turn Marshals, Waterford Hills. We have race 3 coming up. I'll be racing in that race as well. Looking forward to being back in my SRF for that. If you're watching, feel free to say hi at the track. And yeah, all my friends and family in Michigan, New Jersey who helped me out, and Alex Delatorre who helps me
Takes a
prep my
try,
real
right?
life race car. So
Well, Russell,
It
great
does,
race
yeah.
tonight. Congratulations. We will see you next week at the season ender at Road Atlanta.
thank you very much, Nick.
As I said, that is a wrap on the Thursday night Detroit SCCA Spring Sim Series. Russell Soto, Sean Fritz, and Ari Ryder, your podium finishers tonight. Make sure to tune in next Thursday for the season ender at Road Atlanta. And if you're interested, make sure to hop on Tuesday for the Race 1600 race and watch or participate. Thanks to everybody in the chat for commenting. It was a great night for the chat. And catch you next time.